I'm very happy to be here at this summit, at least virtually. And I'm also very happy to welcome you all to our session, Innovations in the German Sustainable Textile Ecosystem. Today we are having some very interesting speakers and projects that will show how solutions for sustainability in the textile ecosystem can actually look like. We will come to that in a few minutes, but first I would like to introduce you to the DBU, as already mentioned, Deutsche Bundesstiftung Umwelt, or in English, German Federal Environmental Foundation. Yes, next slide is already here, great. The DBU was funded in 1990 by the German government. However, we are a private and independent foundation. We do not belong to any ministry, and we do not have to follow orders from any government institution or something like this. We are an independent foundation. Our main job is to support innovative and exemplary projects for the protection of the environment. This means that we give financial subsidies to projects that we consider to be particularly innovative and exemplary. It is important to us that the project we support lead to actual environmental relief, or can at least provide it in the near future. So this means we want solution-oriented projects with a real practical relevance. Yes, our main target group are small and medium-sized enterprises, the SMEs, but we also support research institutions, universities, municipalities, associations, or other stakeholders. However, SMEs are a particular driver of innovation, and we want to leverage this potential with our funding. Yeah, we support projects in various areas, environmental technology and research, nature conservation, environmental communication, and protection of cultural assets. Our projects are supposed to provide a very practical solutions for sustainable development in a wide range of environmental areas. And next slide, please. Yes, for a sustainable development, as formulated in the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, we need transformation in many, many different areas. And such a transformation is a huge task, but also, I think, a very great opportunity. I believe that especially in these days of war here in Europe, we are experiencing how vulnerable and attackable our entire economic system actually is. A move towards greater sustainability can, I think, help us both become more resilient and protect the life on our planet as a whole. The textile and fashion industry is, I think, a very good example of how great the challenges for sustainable development are. We are dealing with global supply chains. We have incredible amounts of waste that are produced. The production and the use of textiles produce carbon dioxide and toxins. The water consumption is immense, and working conditions are precarious in many places. And given all these challenges, we may sometimes feel that solutions are incredibly difficult or even impossible. Yet, I think there are already many good approaches and examples, and it's great to see that more and more companies are setting out to make the business more sustainable. I think that three aspects are essential for the transformation towards sustainability, and that's information, education, and innovation. All stakeholders in the textile supply chain need information, from the manufacturer to the customer, to the waste management company and recycler, knowledge about ingredients, about processes, about alternatives to previous solutions, about concepts, about everything. And education is needed to communicate existing knowledge, to understand connections, to develop and implement new solutions. And the transformation also needs innovations. This means new ideas, new technologies, new concepts, new ways that are better than the previous ones. That brings me now to our three speakers for today. Next slide, please. Next slide. Thanks. All three contribute to the aspects information, education, and innovation. We are going to hear about three projects that the DBU is very proud of to have supported. We start with Ina Budde from Circular Fashion. We support Circular Fashion as part of our startup funding. Then we hear from Marte Hentschel from Sqetch about a project to qualify companies for the closed-loop production of textiles and clothing. And finally, Dr. Martin Lades from Assyst will present a project in which a virtual solution aims to reduce the number of clothing returns in online retail. So herewith, I hand over to Ina Budde. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here. My name is Ina. I'm one of the founders of Circular Fashion, and I have the pleasure today to present a little bit about insights of the project that we're doing with the DBU, and also how this fits into the bigger picture of our company and our other endeavors that we have. So to give you a little bit of background, Circular Fashion was really founded on the mission to really provide missing links, know-how, and interconnection to really power circular systems. And we're really excited about all the partners and long-term partnerships that accompany us on this journey so far. Working here with many different stakeholder partners as well, like on 3 different levels. So first of all, our focus is to design actually products from the very beginning for circularity and to provide tools for that, to actually be able to do that as a brand. And secondly, we of course need to empower users as well to bring in the products to really use them longer, have like a long life for them, and really discover transparency of the products as well. So product passports, etc., is something that we're adding to garments of our partners. And then also bringing this insights and information into the reverse supply chain. So these product passports can be read by sorters, and with our partners in the sorting space, we're building actually sorting facilities of the future, so sorting stations, etc., that can read product passports, etc. And to dive deeper a little bit into what we're doing here also in the DBU program. So there is a design software that we have developed because we understood when making trainings with brands that actually a big hurdle is to implement the learnings into everyday life, and that resources are needed, information is needed. So we've developed a circular materials library where there are tested materials that are all tested for recyclability, as well as design guidelines that can enrich the inspiration for circular design, and also a circular product check that can automatically identify if products are recyclable or if they need to be changed for some components. But that's just the first step to really identify if a product is recyclable, because then, of course, we need to connect it to the bigger value chain and to the reverse supply chain. So here, it's coming in to have product IDs, which is called, in our case, Circularity ID. So it's a label that is scannable, or also a tag can come into form as a button, for example, that can be scanned by mobile phones and then provide the needed transparency and also like engage users into re-commerce models, etc., and the right take-back channels. And for that, to make this work actually on a larger scale, we need standardization. So reactive here, we already published 2019 our open standard publicly to use as a first suggestion of how such a standard can look like. And since then, we're actively working on different regarding things that are from the Umweltbundesamt, for example, regarding EU product passports, as well as ISO norms, DIN, etc., and also supported by the DBU for a project with GTS and the product circularity data sheet. Harmonize systems, harmonize standards, and that's so important to actually make it work. And finally, also for the sorters, it's really important then information, the standardized information, to know to which recyclers they actually have to bring the product. But we're building intelligent sorting stations that are ID-based, but also with AI and augmented sorting. This is like a project that we do together, and really building this into the facilities. So partners are here, and developing partners, TaxAid, ICO, SOEX, and Verwertung, that are all looking into establishing those things. So yeah, heavily working in this space to also piloting it with brands, these infrastructures to really make it work. So a few here, Otto and Angels, that are really also from A to Z, from designing from the very beginning and bringing them back together with Verwertung, sorting them and to really put it into practice. And with that, I want to close and thanks again to the program to really support these initiatives. It's so important to really bring them into practice and show it's actually possible. So thank you so much. Handing over to Marte for the next presentation.
Thank you, Ina. Thank you very much, and thank you to DBU for having me on this panel and into the project. And actually, it adds to what Ina just introduced. Our project, Closed Loop Textile and Clothing Companies Qualification, supports a part of the supply chain that we felt or we learned is often overseen, and this is manufacturers and suppliers, and they are very much needed to really achieve this collaborative effort to close the loop in textile production. And this is why we started a collaborative research and development project together with our partner TF, the German Research Institute for Textile and Fiber. This project just started in December and will run until March, will run until next year. So what the hypothesis of is that we understood that it's very important to understand, design and develop new products and new concepts based design for circularity principles. But as we learned from Daniel just in the previous presentation, production on demand is missing because we are facing this overproduction. So here definitely manufacturers need to be qualified to actually to ease up or reduce the minimalities on their end. And this is why I won't go into details here. We teamed up with the DITF, largest research institutes of their kind, located in beautiful Denkendorf, close. And one of their key competences is to provide system and develop system simulation and optimization of production and business processes. So there are a great partner to team up with, and they are leading and leading the project. I'm here also with Dieter Stemmer, who's in the audience. Both of us, we're happy to take a deep dive and answer your question. We're knowledgeable into all kinds of IoT and big related topics. We are the other partner project, Sqetch, is a B2B sourcing and networking platform, provide management tools to enable brands, buyers, suppliers to manage and maintain and grow sustainable and supply chains. And the service they're going to develop here will also be implemented on the Sqetch platform and education and open source service more than 30,000 member businesses have globally. So let me focus on tend to provide at the end of this project. We have three that we emphasize on, and here we build on previous project. One is the Speedboat C project that we undertook, for example, with Fashion and other partners. So here we build on a repository pool, connections to available resources, available trainings, standards, and publications out there to support manufacturers and access this pretty comprehensive of available information regarding closed-loop manufacturing out there. Start with an understand module where we provide a self-applicable tool where manufacturers and suppliers can actually understand they are in regards of closed-loop manufacturing. It can be pretty technical, can be pretty overwhelming. So here they actually can start their journey and understand where they are based on set guidelines. The second module that we will be providing is the compare module. So here and suppliers can actually understand where they are in regards of competition, in regards of market standards, and then we provide them with optimization recommendations so that they can improve their sustainability and circularity step by step. Thirdly, we provide them with an improved module. We integrate with well-curated training modules, packages, toolboxes, and playbooks so that they can actually proceed self-applicable in their own speed and with the resources stood after 2 years of a pandemic. They pretty much work with the back with the back against the wall, so they have to be supported to innovators and ambassadors for circular textiles in their respective field. So I would like to thank our partner DITF and DBU for supporting us in this project, and I hand over back to you, Volker Berding.
Hello everybody, this is Martin from Assyst, Germany speaking, and having us. We are we start actually with the key question in our project. Is it possible using digital technology to increase sustainability in the fashion sector, particularly in e-commerce? We worked on this project with our project partners, the DETF Denkendorf, which was just well. Hello, Dieter, actually. Nice to be like that. Dieter Stellmach. And also with partner Evolution representing all the size recommendation and creation. So if you take a look on this slide, it's 3 components to an e-commerce offer, a classical e-commerce of a fashion product. Next slide, please. Which is actually ecological balance, directly feedback about the sustainability footprint of the product. A 3D digital representation of the product and the size record of the product. Next slide, please. So first of all, the part of the ecological footprint covered by our project partner, the DETF, which basically analyzed the complete manufacturing chain, both of the fabric stories and the final fashion product itself, and it into numbers and into different areas in order to provide this balance sheet and really seriously give the feedback of the ecological of a product. Second, next slide, please. I will explain you a bit about how to create digital fashion product instead of a real fashion product, which is the basis of a representation and recommendation. So to do that, you need basically 3. First of all, you need the real physical behavior of product simulated. Second, you need the real of a fashion product. We call it pattern actually. And third, you need really the body of the product. And all these 3 points combine actually by virtual zooming around this represented body, the avatar, to get a final digital create of a fashion product. And this is actually the basis in order to provide a size recommendation. Why? Because you need really to simulate the real behavior product on the real body. Otherwise, you are not able to seriously do size recommendation and so represent the fit of a product and the look and feel of the product. The next slide, please. So, and it's very important actually that this aspect can be applied all along the process chain of a fashion product. So starting from the design up to the salesman samples, prototyping, and finally the presentation of the products in e-commerce. Substituting basically a significant part of the manufacturing of real products, significantly reducing the prototypes, and basically come to that point, don't offer a lot of products and sell only some of them, and the rest is generated as waste. Both of that in development itself, as well as in the final offer on the web shop, to do it precisely and only produce and manufacture the contents which you really need. Again, both in the product development and in this process at the end. And to do so, you need really the real product digitally. This is the key factor. Next slide, please. So our technology Assyst is in the market, fashion market, for development and solutions for the fashion industry since more than 30 years, actually providing solutions for product development. And the technology basically is as far that you can virtually generate all kinds of products, not only a product itself, but also postures, high-end pictures of avatar are not looking like an artificial avatar, but a human being. And all this based on real size, meaning that you can deduct the size recommendation of this product, reduce significantly the loss, the returns in the sales process up to. This is a step actually we are working towards in a following project to represent the customer itself, to do a direct fitting of the body of a customer to a fashion. Next slide, please. So the technology is really ready in order to substitute the real product all along the process of product development and sales. And this will significantly boost the sustainability footprint actually in the fashion sector. Many thanks for having us and for under support in the product development. I want also to mention to the DBU. Many thanks for that and thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you all for the great insights into your projects. I'm really very happy to have so fantastic projects in our support portfolio that we are able to support innovative projects. And I think examples have shown you how we can make the textile and fashion industry a bit more sustainable and more circular. Finally, one last slide, please. Next one, please. Thank you. The DBU will, of course, to support innovative and model projects in the future. So if you apply for DBU funding, feel free to take a look at our website at dbu.de. Find all the necessary information, but also, of course, contact information of colleagues for questions and also information about many other projects we have supported. We are always happy to receive good project outlines, so don't hesitate, contact us. And the special call is still open until 1 March. we have launched a funding initiative on cross solutions for textile cycles. And there we are looking for project gaps and create bridges between the different areas of the textile chain, though that it becomes a circular economy. And also here you can find more information on our website. You can find the URL here on this slide. Both you can send me an email or give me a call if you have questions or interested in. Well, yes. So thank you very much together all. Much for all of you watching, and especially to Ina Budde, to Martin Lades for the exciting contributions. And yes, have a nice day all together.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Volker, and obviously also